Yeah, he could. I don't know. I mean, maybe he has boxed in his spare time, Austin. I don't know much about his background outside of football, but I think he's got a long road ahead of him to get a good fight. But we'll see.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. Action-packed sort of sports for you right there. Sonny, let's play some football. You know, before we got on air, Sonny, I was saying to myself, when players know that they will return to a club they are leaving, why did they leave at all? Diego Costa is getting set to go back to get back to Atletico Madrid. Sonny, do you ask yourself that question also? Why did you leave if you know you're going to come back?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Austin. I think Costa has been wanting to return to Madrid for a while now. I think his past few months at Chelsea have been a little rocky. I know he hasn't played since the FA Cup in May. But that said, I think he's wanted to go back, and the price was right. I guess they've signed him for a considerable amount of money. I think both sides are happy with the deal.
That's right. So Chelsea, they have agreed a deal to sell Diego Costa back to Atletico Madrid. And I'm sure, you know, money is involved, so nobody will be grumbling. This is good money. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going back. We'll talk about it right here. Sonny, we've seen sportsmen and women in movies. Sometimes it's even done to celebrate them. I know of Muhammad Ali, even recently, Usain Bolt. What other sporting movie are we expecting?
Well, one movie coming out on Friday here in the United States, Austin, is called Battle of the Sexes, and it's not about a fight with our wives. No, it's about a tennis match that took place way back in 1973 between Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs, and this will dramatize how King, as a result of her victory, kind of pushed forward female tennis players, their profile in the sport. We now have the Williams sisters and other female players getting a lot of attention. So that's the movie that's coming out. The match itself was kind of lackluster. King won in straight sets, but it's a big movie that's coming out here in the States on Friday, Austin.
That looks like what should get us talking. Sonny, before I let you go, do you have any other updates for us? Your fans are willing to hear.
Well, let's see. I think I'm probably, I mentioned the movie between Battle of the Sexes. There's another tennis movie coming out about Bjorn Borg and his rivalry with John McEnroe. And coincidentally, they are the captains this weekend in the Czech Republic at the Laver Cup. It's a new tennis tournament, kind of a team competition. So Borg and McEnroe also still making headlines, Austin.
I know tennis legends. I mean, when their names pop up, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, even Novak Djokovic, everybody stands up to listen because those guys have been there and they've done everything you can think of for tennis. Sonny, we must say thank you so much for your time. And I like the fact that now you're retracing your step and you're going the way of GGG.
Always a pleasure to chat with you, and I like how you let me sort of reformulate my predictions, Austin.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sonny. Always a delight. Thank you. That's it. Voice of America correspondent Sonny Young speaking to us all the way from Washington, D.C. Sonny is so much fun, you know. I mean, Sonny was so confident. He said, look, I'm giving this fight to Canelo. In fact, he had to quote Anthony Joshua saying, the champ is going for Canelo. So that's a done deal. That's what happens in this world of sports where impossible is nothing. Anything. Just about anything can happen, and then JJ did put up a good fight. Canelo also showed that he's no pushover in the end. It was a split draw, and we're waiting for a rematch. Let's get your opinion. Let's get you talking as regards that fight and what we should be expecting in the rematch. Talk to us. That one should always get us talking on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook channels like Sports. You can also send an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. GGG and Canelo 2. Yes, we deserve to see a part 2. And this time around, the judges will do the right thing. We'll not say anybody did the wrong thing, but a lot of question marks regarding what the judges did. Let's take some tweets. Babs, thank you so much. We got your message once again. It says, for Rio Ferdinand dropping his boots for gloves, surprised the world. His age notwithstanding, it's the physique to face the boxing challenges. And I think Rio Ferdinand has what it takes to to actually, you know, do something with boxing. He doesn't want to be like Andrew Ward, doesn't want to be Bud, but you would say there's coaching to go into with football. He can do one or two things with Manchester United or even Queen's Park Rangers, where he's adored also. But Rio Ferdinand says, look, this has been a long time ambition and I want to go into it. So we're just going to wish Rio Ferdinand all the best. We'd like to see him step into the ring and throw some punches. And then right there we'll know what he's talking about. Babs went on to say, talking about the National Youth Tournament held in Kwara State, the Sports Commission must ensure talents discovered are not abandoned. Very, very important right there. Don't just do a competition and then you say, okay, athletes from Cross River, goodbye. Anambra, goodbye. How about those guys that were outstanding? How about we put their names down? How about we do something and call it like a champions gathering? Something to just bring them back again so that we keep them in shape, so that we monitor this talent and then they don't go to waste. Good thing, Akwa Ibom State has just said, we love what we did with the sports festival. We love what our state did at the National Youth Games. But hey, that's not enough. We need to get to work, more work, more work. And that's what Babs is trying to say, that the talents should not be abandoned. I like also what came out of the Ministry for Youth and Sports. The minister saying, henceforth, if you are not under the age of 15, you cannot take part in the National Youth Games. So if you are above 15, no National Youth Games for you. So we know right there that it's for talent discovery and development. It's proper grassroots. But what about when it's done? What do we do next? What do we do next? That's the question. We need to take it a step further. We need to make words become action, because that's the only way we can actually get on good with talent discovery. Let's also keep the conversation going as regards the West African Football Union Cup, the WAFU Cup. That's one now in the final. Nigeria and Ghana will play the final. I want to really hear from you guys, because most of the messages we're getting, everyone seems to be going the way of Ghana, that Ghana looks like they're going to beat Nigeria because they lost that group phase. So let me hear from all Nigerian football fans. Do you think the Super Eagles can show the character, go all the way, beat Ghana again and win the WAFU Cup? Talk to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels IFN Sports. That's it. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joining the president of Nigeria Rowing, Sailing and Canoeing Federation. What's going on with that sport? How is it faring? Is it going to get better? That's our discussion. We'll come back. Stay.